Special thanks to Patreon supporter Derek Frost Westbrook for making this video possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, ZPro Warfare bringing you another Minecraft Modern Warfare vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the Mil Mi-28. The Mil Mi-28, known by the new reporting name as Havoc, is a Russian all-weather day-night military tandem two-seat anti-armor attack helicopter. It is an attack helicopter with no intended secondary transport capability, better optimized than the Mil Mi-24 gunship for the role. It carries a single gun and an undernose barbette, plus external loads carried on pylons beneath the sub-wings. The aircraft was first introduced in October 15th in 2009 as the Mi-28N, and is still currently in service, used by the Russian Air Force, the Algerian Air Force, and the Iraq Air Force. So yeah, the Mil Mi-28 here, a very awesome looking helicopter. It's kind of like an Apache. I would say it's very much so kind of a rip-off, I guess, of the Apache, though it does have its differences. It's still kind of, when you look at it, makes you scratch your head and think, I wonder where the Russians got some inspiration from. But overall, it's still a really gorgeous helicopter, and will make a fun addition to any of your Minecraft worlds as a awesome kind of attack helicopter used by the Russians. So anyways, let's go ahead and kind of take a look at this, and before we go and do it real quick, I want to go and give special thanks to Patreon supporter Derek Frost Westbrook for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel more you guys already do, feel free to check my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions, where you can go and pledge a small amount to the channel every month, and in doing so, earn a vehicle request of your choosing. Really help support the work I do on my channel. It is really greatly appreciated, so definitely feel free to check it out. Again, links are always in my video descriptions. With that though, let's go and move in here to take a look here at the Mil Mi-28N. So going ahead and getting started with, we have the front here of the helicopter, which has a 30mm gun on the bottom here. Fun fact, this is the same gun that is actually used on the BTR-82A, which we did a tutorial on not too long ago, so kind of a fun gun to bring over from that build. As we continue on, we have all the different instruments and stuff like that on the nose here, as well as the the cockpits here for both the pilot and the armament officer, basically the one that's going to be in control of the armaments of the vehicle. We then have obviously the propellers here, so this is a 5-bladed one, as the Russians love to use. We have the engines here on both sides, the pylons that kind of drop down from the engines there, and on these we have basically some ATGMs, I would imagine, and also just some rocket pods mounted on the wings there, so you kind of have some versatility with those. Continuing on toward the back here, we have basically all the detailing here for the back, just all the various details, as you can see, and all that stuff. And then that brings us to the tail rotor here, getting some nice details for it, and that really is the helicopter in a nutshell. Pretty nice little attack helicopter here, and for this tutorial we only have the in-flight model for this one, just due to the fact that the aircraft would sit at an angle if landed, so we don't have that designed here. So we only have, again, the in-flight version for this tutorial. But anyways, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer. Alright guys, so beginning with our first layer here, we go ahead and start with layer 3. We're starting with layer 3 because we get a little bit better of a basis for the aircraft to go ahead and expand upon when we get 2 layers, 2 and 1. But for this layer, we're going to go ahead and basically set up a nice baseline in which we'll be going ahead and building the layers off of. Anyways, if you're completely new to my aircraft tutorials, the way I like to structure these tutorials is I like to do half on camera, half off. What this means is we're going to be building the entire center line of the aircraft in the right side, and you'll be taking the right side and copying it over to the left side. There are a few asymmetrical bits about this aircraft, and I'll definitely be sure to get to those once we do get to that point. However, for this time being, we're going to be going ahead and doing half on, half off, and whatever you see built on the right side is going to be the same on the left side unless stated otherwise. In addition, this is only for the in-flight models, so if you are looking for a landed version, this is not going to be the tutorial for you. You can obviously try to modify it to make it fill your needs, but just know that a landed version of this aircraft would need to sit at an angle, and this tutorial version here is not going to be covering that angled version. And lastly, but not least, the camo. For those of you that are interested in doing the camouflage that you can see on the model that I have in a plot over there, that will be something we'll be covering and talking about at the end of the tutorial. For the time being though, we're going to be going ahead and using just our green and dark oak wood to go ahead and build the base color scheme, and then from there we'll basically add the camouflage on and talk about it at the later part of the tutorial. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to be placing down an upside down dark oak wood stair, followed by an item frame coming off of it. In that item frame, we're going to place down a black bed, rotate on its side like so. And then if you're on Java, we can place down a dark oak wood sign on the front there of that stair. If you're on Bedrock or Pocket Edition, you will not be able to place down a sign in the same block space as an item frame. So if that's the case, just go ahead and place down the item frame and disregard the sign. Anyways, after the stair, we're going to go ahead and place down a row 3 of green terracotta, followed by a red concrete block, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 green terracotta blocks back, a prismarine upside down stair, 2 prismarine brick top slabs like so. And we then want to go ahead and skip a space back from this prismarine top slab, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we're going to go ahead and then place down a block of coal on our 11th block back. We're going to go ahead and place down an item frame on both sides of this block of coal, and then in the item frames, we're going to place down green stained glass panes. And we also want to place down a lever coming off this block of coal facing toward the front like so. After that's complete, we can go ahead and then just very simply delete this row of red concrete that we used to build out the side or whatever blocks you used to build back. But yeah, we should have something that looks like this here for our center line. With that complete, moving to the sides here, we're going to start off by placing down a zombie head coming off the side of this dark oak wood upside down stair, followed by a green stained glass pane, a mossy cobblestone wall, and then a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 green terracotta blocks back, a prismarine brick upside down stair, and a prismarine brick top slab like so. Again, going up to the front, we're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak trapdoor on the side of this green terracotta block here. And then a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 green stained glass panes back. We're going to then take our dark oak wood top slabs and also some zombie heads. We're going to go to our second from last and third from last green stained glass panes there. We're going to place down 2 dark oak wood top slabs with a zombie head coming off both ends. We're going to then place down a second row of 2 of top slabs going across here and another zombie head again on both sides just like that. After we have that done, we're going to then grab ourselves some blocks of netherite. We're going to place down a row of 1, 2 coming off those 2 dark oak wood top slabs, followed by 1 block here toward the back, and then a stone brick wall there toward the front. On the back here, we're just going to go very simply grab ourselves a oak wood trapdoor, and we're going to place down an oak wood trapdoor here on the back, like that, for that row of netherite. And once we have that all complete there, that is going to complete layer number 3 for the build. Take a look at from up above. This is what we should have from the top-down view with this complete. And at this point, we're going to be going ahead and now moving into our next layer that drops down, layer number 2, for the build. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our next layers, we're actually going ahead and moving into layers 1 and 2, realizing that layer 1 here is basically just like a couple blocks we need to place, so I just decided to go and group layers 1 and 2 all together. But anyways, for this, we're going to go ahead and start off by going ahead and go into this bottom section here. Now we're going to go down from this dark oak wood stair, we're going to place down a quartz slab like so, followed by 2 end rods that come off that quartz slab, and then a wither skeleton skull there on the top. We then want to go ahead and go down from this quartz slab and back at an angle. We're going to place down a iron trapdoor like this and a anvil on top like so for our gun. And we want to go ahead and then place down a polished black stone wall directly behind that anvil, like so. After that, we're going to go ahead and then place down a quartz stair coming off the anvil here to the side, a birchwood sign coming off the side of the stair, and then a quartz slab like this going back from the stair with a birchwood sign there on the side of that slab like so, and also a birchwood sign on the side of that stair like so. With that complete, we want to go then grab our warp trapdoors. We're going to place down a row of 3 across here, then 1 on both sides like so. We're going to go then place down 1, 2 down the center here, then a row of 3 of the warp trapdoors, followed by a second row of 3, a third row, a fourth row, a fifth row, a sixth row, 7th row, and 8th row like this all the way back to our prismarine brick stairs. So we're just going to have rows of 3 of our warp trapdoors all the way along. And again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows like that going back. After that's done, we're going to place down a dark oak wood fence gate here. Coming off that fence gate, we're going to place down a dark oak wood sign like that. And we then want to place down a lever on this green terracotta block and have it open toward the outside there. And we're going to then place down a dark oak wood slab coming off this lever like so. And after we have that done, we want to go and then place down a lever, which will be coming down from this glass pane, like so. And we then want to place down a polished black stone stair, which will be coming off the side here of the lever, out to the side. So, like so. And then a second stair behind it, 2 stairs below those stairs, and then also a zombie head here on this side of the stair, like so. Now, after we have that done, that's pretty much our landing gear complete there. Same thing will be done on both sides to go ahead and complete those wheels. And once we get to that point and have that all finished there, we're going to be going ahead and making these little banners here, which we can put on the wheels to give them a little bit more detail. So I'm going to go and grab the necessary materials, and I'll see you guys here shortly to go ahead and make those wheel banners. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving in and making those banners. They're super simple to make. We're going to go and start up by placing down a loom. We're going to go into our loom, place our black banners, our green dye, and we're going to go and select the line on the left side here. Or actually, sorry, I'm right, sorry. The vertical line on the left side for our first banner, and the vertical line on the right side there for our second banner. Both these banners here are going to be placed back into our loom along with our black dye. And for our black dye, we're going to do the line across the bottom horizontally and the line across the top there horizontally as well. And same thing for this banner here. We're just going to do the line across the bottom and line across the top to go and make these two banners like so. Now very simple on these wheels here, we're going to place them down these two polished black stone stairs like that with the green portion facing toward each other like that to go and kind of add the rims there for the wheels. And in addition to this, we want to go ahead and go to the inside here, and we're going to go ahead and place down a banner just like that on the inside here, and that'll be done on both sides. We can only place it on the one stair, but it does help kind of give that illusion there for that wheel. So that right there is pretty much it for the landing gear on both sides. Pretty straightforward stuff for that. And with that, that is going to basically wrap up layers 1 and 2. Just trying to make sure I'm not missing anything, and everything does appear to be good to go. So with that, one thing we're going to go ahead and also throw on real quick is on this these blocks of netherite. We're going to place down a button here on the side of this one and one on the bottom there. So that's the only thing I can see that we need to throw on. But with that all complete, that right there is going to wrap up what we have there for layers 1 and 2. With that, let's move on to layer number 4. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 4. For layer 4 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to be going ahead and placing down a dispenser on top of this dark liquid upside stair, followed by a dark liquid top slab coming off the dispenser toward the front, and then a zombie head there on the front of that top slab. Once that's done, go ahead and go back from the dispenser, we're going to place down 2 green terracotta blocks, and then we want to go ahead and then place down a row of 3 of black concrete, or if you want to do an interior, you can go and leave a space of 3 open here to go ahead and add your own interior. However, for this build, we're not going to be doing an interior, so we're just going to go ahead and fill this in with a row of 3 of black concrete, but just know that's a space right there. You could put an interior in if you do want to. Continuing on, we're going to go ahead and then place down a row of green terracotta going back. This row in total is going to be a length of 17 blocks, so starting from here, we're going to have a row of 17 back, followed by a dark liquid upside down stair, then 2 dark liquid top slabs coming off that upside down stair, a mossy cobblestone wall with a dark liquid sign on both sides, a dark liquid upside down stair coming back from the mossy cobblestone wall, and it should end on top of this lever, just like that. And then on the back of this dark liquid stair to place down a dark liquid top slab, and we also just want to go and place down a dark liquid sign on the side of this stair here, on both sides for the tail. After that, going back up to the front here, we're going to go and place down a green stained glass pane like this going back, 2 mossy cobblestone walls, and after we have that done, we're going to then place down a item frame, which will be located right here, coming off this mossy cobblestone wall. So just like that. We're going to then take our green terracotta, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then we're going to place down 2 mossy cobblestone walls, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 green stained glass panes back after that. Going back up to the front here, directly above this dark liquid trapdoor, we're going to place down a green stained glass pane, followed by 1 and 2 more, so you have a row of 3. Then 1, 2 mossy cobblestone walls, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 green stained glass panes like that. After we have that all done, going ahead and moving to our wing pylons here. We're going to start off by going ahead and placing down 2 dark liquid fence gates on top of each one of these dark liquid top slabs there. And we're going to just open up our fence gates here toward each other like so. Coming off those fence gates, we're going to place down zombie heads like that on both sides there. After that, we want to go and then place down a mossy cobblestone wall, or sorry, row of 2 of walls on top of these 2 polished black stone blocks, and then grab ourselves some dark liquid top slabs. We're going to place down a row of 2 of dark liquid top slabs like this, coming off those 2 mossy cobblestone walls, and we're also going to take our dark liquid trapdoors and place down a dark liquid trapdoor coming off both sides of that row of 2 there. After we have that all done, that's going to basically be the same thing for both sides. So you're going to take what we did on the right side, flip it over to the left side, and this is what you should have for the top-down view with this layer complete. After you have this transferred over, we're going to be going ahead and now working on the differences for this section. And they're very minor. Once you have both sides copied over, so if you need to, take a moment to pause the video right now. And yeah, hopefully now at this point, we have both sides transferred over and we're good to go. We're going to start off by going to the left side, and left side only, we're going to place down a dark liquid fence gate coming off this wall here. That's it. You're just going to place that down, have it open up toward the wall like so, and that's going to be the left side. Over here on the right side, we have something a little bit different. We're going to place down an end rod coming off this same wall, opposite side, and then a zombie head coming off this end rod like that out to the side here. Now, after we have that done, an additional feature we can do if you are located on Java is we can place down a block with a space of 1 from this mossy cobblestone wall. We're going to place down a lever on the side of that block. We can then go ahead and give ourselves a debug stick using the give command, like so. And use the debug stick here, we can go ahead and rotate this so that it will be attached to that mossy cobblestone wall in a way and flicked upwards. And it creates kind of a cool little design here for this little side instrument that pops off the side of the aircraft. Again, that's a feature we're only going to be able to do on Java. If you are on Bedrock or Pocket Edition, you'll have to find an alternative, not having the debug stick, or you can just go ahead and go without it. It's not that big or critically that important of a piece, so definitely feel free to swap it out or figure something else out if you need to. Anyways, that right there is going to complete what we have for layer 4, and with that, let's go ahead and move into layer number 5. Alright guys, so going ahead and move into our next layer here, we have layer number 5. For layer 5 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a green carpet on top of this dark oak top slab, followed by a dark oak trapdoor back from it. One thing I also want to mention is on this top slab on both sides there is supposed to be a dark oak sign, so just go ahead and add that to both sides if you haven't already. So just like that on both sides of that first slab. Anyways, after this dark oak trapdoor, we're going to place down a daylight detector, followed by 3 black stained glass full blocks, a green terracotta block, and again you have interior space right here that we can go ahead and either fill with 2 black concrete blocks or leave open for an interior. We're going to go ahead and leave it as is for right now, as 2 black concrete blocks, but just know you can leave that space open if you do want to do an interior. From this point here, we're going to then take our green terracotta, we're going to go and do a long row all the way back to this dark oak top slab on the back here, which is going to be a row of 21, and then a mossy cobblestone wall coming off that, and an end rod coming off the mossy cobblestone wall, like so. And that right there will make your center line. Moving out to the sides here, we're going to go and place down a placeholder block here on top of this wall, and use the same technique as we did before. We're going to place down a lever, and then we're going to place down a debug, or use our debug stick to go and change the face to the floor, and then we can go ahead and then activate it, so that it is facing forward, like so, and then we're going to place down a chain that comes off of it. Again, this is a feature you'll be able to do on Java with the levers. If not, I would recommend swapping the levers out for maybe zombie heads on top of those walls or something like that if you are on Pocket Edition or Bedrock. At this point here, we want to go and then place down a zombie head on the side of this glass pane here. And while we're at it, also on the left side here, we're going to just place down a dark oak fence gate on top of this one, and this time this fence gate's going to be opened up toward the outside like so. And that's all we're going to really add for that. So just have that opened up to the outside there like so, and that's all we need to touch for that section there. Anyways, after that, we're going to then place down a row of 2 of black stained glass panes here along the side, followed by a row of 3 of mossy cobblestone walls, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green terracotta blocks, 1, 2, 3 mossy cobblestone walls, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 light gray, or green, sorry, stained glass panes. Going back up to the front here, we're going to go ahead and start off by going ahead and go into our basically third row of 3 of dark oak or green terracotta blocks. We're going to place down a dark oak top slab, followed by additional 1, 2, 3 back. And then we're going to place down 2 green terracotta blocks, this time followed by a prismarine stair. Next row to the side here, we're going to place down a dark oak top slab here, come off the second one, like so. And we then want to go ahead and place down a second top slab back. And after that, we're going to go ahead and also place down a third one back. We then want to place down a dark oak trapdoor in this section here, and then a trapdoor that comes off it to the side here, and we're going to have that one closed like so, or open, however you want to look at it. And then in this space right here, we're just going to place down a polished black stone top slab. So top slab right here, and a dark oak trapdoor on the side of that one, like that. And then we just want to go ahead and place down a dark oak upside down stair. To the side here, coming off this polished black stone top slab, so a stair upside down like that, and then a dark oak sign there on the side of the stair. With that all complete there, that right there is going to wrap that up. We're going to then place down 2 dark oak stairs here on top of those 2 fence gates. And coming off those, we're going to go ahead and then place down 2 dark oak slabs coming off those stairs like that. After that, we want to go and then place down a row of 2 of dark oak upside down stairs. And we're going to then place down a dark oak slab in both directions, one going forward, one going back. We're going to place down item frames on these 2 upside down stairs like so, and in those item frames we're going to go ahead and place down some iron bars. We're going to then place down an item frame here on this slab going forward, and in that item frame we're going to go ahead and place down a polished andesite block, so like so, and dark oak signs on the side of this slab here with the polished with the item frame if you're on Java. And then we're also going to place down signs around these two sides of the slab as well. And then for this back section here, we're going to place down an item frame right here. And in this item frame, depending on which side the aircraft you're on, so over here on the left side, we're going to have the red. And then over here on the right side, we're going to go ahead and have the green. So it kind of depends on which side of the aircraft you are on. So red on the left side and green on the right side in this item frame for this little light. And then a dark liquid sign like that. And signs around these two slabs like so to finish that off. And after we have that all complete there, that's going to basically wrap up what we have there for layer number 5 of the build. And with that, we'll be going ahead and moving into our next layer to try to make sure I'm not missing anything. One thing I do want to go ahead and throw on also is going to be on this back tail section here. And this is something that is involved on the tail rotor, which we'll need a debug stick for, again, for my Java players and all that. So basically for this, we're going to be going ahead and going to, will be this section right here. We're going to go to this mossy cobblestone wall, and we're going to place down a zombie head coming off of it. And then 1, 2, 3 end rods going toward the back, and there's a zombie head right here. And then we're going to go to the center end rod. So right here, we're going to go up and out to the side of a block. We're going to place down a lever here on the inside, and we're going to then rotate the lever to face this direction here, so it's up against our fuselage in a way. And we're going to then have it flick downwards like that, so it looks like it connects up to our end rods there. So that right there is just going to be done on the right side, and the right side only. The left side here we're going to go ahead and leave as is. Once we have that all done, we're pretty much all caught up and good to go. At this point, I'm going to be going ahead and now showing you guys how to make this little red star here on the side of the aircraft. And yeah, should be pretty straightforward. I'm going to go and grab the materials necessary to make that banner, and I'll be back here in a sec to show you guys. Alright guys, so going ahead and moved into making the Soviet, I should say just the red star banner. For this, real simple, we're going to go ahead and need a loom, red banner for green dye, 2 red dye, and a batter pattern that is going to be the flower charge. To begin with, we're going to go into our loom, and for our red dye, we're going to go and take our green dye and do a line across the center like so. After we have that done, we're going to go and place this banner back into our loom, and we're going to go then place down a red dye and the banner flower pattern like so. And what we'll do is we'll create a shape that looks like this. Grab this banner, we're going to go and then place it back into our loom, and we're going to go and then grab our red dye. We're going to go and then take our green dye, put it on the back in the loom, and take our banner flower pattern out. And we're going to then do the line across the top there, like so. We're going to take this banner, put it back into our loom, and our red dye now. We're going to go and place down a diamond of red dye like so. Grab our banner again, place our green dye back into the loom, and we're going to then do the triangle from the bottom, like so. And we then want to go ahead and do the bottom, basically horizontal line that goes across with green. And this right here is going to go ahead and create this red star banner pattern. And this right here, very simply, is just going to go ahead and go on the side of this mossy cobblestone wall to both sides. You could even move it back one and put it on both sides of this wall right here. Doesn't really matter there, but just one of those two choices there will be a good option for the placement there for that banner. But yeah, pretty simple stuff. That right there will be done on both sides, and once you have that all complete, that is going to wrap up what we have there for layer number 6. And with that, let's go ahead and move into layer number 7. Alright guys, moving into our next layer here, we are going to be going ahead and moving into layer 6 actually, not layer 7. I was getting a little ahead of myself there, but let's go ahead and get started with this layer. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our second black stained glass block. We're going to place down a daylight detector, followed by a nether brick slab after it, a green terracotta block, and then 2 black stained glass blocks. We then want to place down a row of green terracotta, which in total is going to be 9 blocks long, followed by an item frame with a black concrete block in the item frame and a dark liquid sign here on the end, again if you're on Java. After that, we're going to then skip 1, 2, 3 spaces. So from our green terracotta, we're going to then place down a mossy cobblestone wall, an item frame on top of this green terracotta block with a green terracotta block in the item frame, skip a space, and then another item frame with a green terracotta block, skip another space, and then another dark liquid button, skip a space again, dark liquid stair, and then 2 green terracotta blocks going back from that stair there for our center line. Pretty straightforward stuff. This is right here what our center line will look like. At this point, going to the sides now, we're going to then place down a green stained glass pane on the side here of this green terracotta block. We're going to then place down a black stained glass pane back, and then 2 mossy cobblestone walls come off those 2 green terracotta blocks with a zombie head come off this wall facing toward the front. We're going to then place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 green terracotta blocks back, a mossy cobblestone wall, and then a green stained glass pane, just like that after that. Again, going to the side here, we're going to go ahead and place down a green terracotta block coming off this one, followed by a green shulker box toward the front, and then 1, 2, 3 green shulker boxes back, a dark oak wood stair, then a dark prismarine slab after that stair. Going ahead and continuing on, we're going to then place down a green stained glass pane next to this first green terracotta block, followed by 2 mossy cobblestone walls back, a black concrete block, a green terracotta block, and then a dark oak wood stair. And then on top of this dark oak wood upside down stair, we're placed on a green carpet. After that, we are pretty much good to go. The last thing we really need to do here is just take some green carpets and place them down on those 2 upside down dark oak wood stairs there to the side, and also a dark oak wood trapdoor coming off the side here of this black concrete block like that. So those will be on the side there like so, and while we're at it, we can go ahead and place down a dark oak wood trapdoor on the side of this green terracotta block as well, just to kind of keep it a little bit of the same thickness there on that back section. Anyways, after that is all complete there, that's going to basically wrap up what we have for this layer. One last thing to mention is over here on the left side, and the left side only, on top of this dark oak wood fence gate, we are going to place down an end rod like so, and that's again going to be on the left side of the aircraft, the left side only. With that all done though, that right there is going to wrap up what we have there for layer number 6, and with that we're going to go now move into layer 7. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer 7. For layer 7 to get started with here, we're going to go ahead and place down a another brick stair on top of this black stained glass block, and we want to go ahead and place down a black stained glass block back from that narrow brick stair, followed by a green terracotta block, followed by a row of 3 of our blocks of netherite, then a row of 2 of green terracotta, a dark oak wood stair, and then a dark oak wood slab like that for the fuselage here. And then going back to the tail, we're going to place down a dark oak wood stair on top of this green terracotta block, a green terracotta block behind the stair, and then a mossy cobblestone wall on the end there to go ahead and make the tail. And that right there will basically finish our center line. Moving out to the sides here, we're going to place down a zombie head on both sides of this narrow brick stair, followed by a black stained glass pane, a green stained glass pane, a mossy cobblestone wall, a green terracotta block, and then 2 dark oak wood stairs back, followed by a green stained glass pane, and then a zombie head next to the stair, like so. After that, we're going to go then place down a daylight detector there on that green terracotta block, a dark oak wood slab back from it, and then 2 dark oak wood trapdoors, and then 1 out to the side there, like so. After that is all complete, that right there is going to wrap up what we have there for layer 7. Pretty simple layer altogether. Looking at it from up above, this is what we should have for the top-down view with this layer complete. Anyways, with that all done, that right there is going to complete this layer. Let's go ahead and move on to our next layer. Actually, our final layers here, which will be layers probably 8, 9, 10, and 11. Alright guys, moving into our final layers here, we have layers 8 through 11. For these layers to go ahead and get started with here, we're going ahead and go into this section here. And on top of this polished blackstone block right there, we're going to go ahead and place down a polished, or sorry, not polished blackstone, but our another right blocks. We're going to go ahead and place down a polished blackstone wall. So just one right there on top like that. After that, we're going to go ahead and place down a green terracotta block on top of it, followed by a cobblestone slab coming off all 4 sides there of that green terracotta block. At this point here, we're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood fence gate, which will be coming off these cobblestone walls to these sides, and then the one facing toward the back here, we're going to place down 2 fence gates like that out to the sides like so. So it should look like something like this so far. Underneath each one of these cobblestone slabs, we are going to go ahead and place down an end rod. And going up from this point here, we're going to place down an air green terracotta block up, and we're going to go ahead and surround the sides of the wall with, or the sides of the green terracotta block with mossy cobblestone walls. And then we just want to place down zombie heads here in the corners, like so, to help kind of round that out. And on the very top here, we're just going to place down a dark oak wood slab like so. And that right there is going to complete our rotors for right now. We're going to come back and visit these a little bit later. Once we kind of get a little bit more progress done. Actually, one thing we're going to also do is we're going to take wither skeleton skulls. We're going to place down a placeholder block on top of that wall, and then just basically wither skeleton skulls here in the corners at 45-degree angles. And then also wither skeleton skulls come off the side here of this cobblestone slab on both sides. So there is just going to be a baseline to set us up for our rotors, which we're going to do next, but we're going to go ahead and leave that as is for the front section there. Going ahead and now moving back to the tail, we're going to go up from this dark oak wood stair with another dark oak wood stair here, and then another green terracotta block in this section like so. Now after that green terracotta block, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a tripwire hook, and we're going to place down a tripwire hook coming off this block here toward the back. And then on top of that, we're going to be going ahead and placing down a green terracotta block on top of the stair, one back, and then a mossy cobblestone wall back from that. Now we're going to then place down a mossy cobblestone wall coming off this green terracotta block here to the side, and then we're going to grab a green stained glass pane and place down a green stained glass pane right here as well. We then want to go ahead and take a polished black stone wall, so that we have up here. We're going to do the same thing, place down a wall like this to the sides here, and we just want to go ahead and then grab ourselves some polished andesite slabs. So we're going to take our polished andesite slabs, and we're going to go ahead and place down a row of what is going to be 1 and 2 top slabs, and then 1 and 2 half slabs. And at this point, we're going to go down from this wall with a top slab and a half slab after that. So just like that, going down. And then this side, we're going to go up with a half slab and then into a top slab. So your basically tail rotor is going to look something like that. And at this point here, we can go ahead and then grab ourselves an item frame. We're going to place down an item frame here on this wall. And then in that item frame, we want to grab black concrete. We're going to place down a black concrete block, and then a dark oak wood sign again if you're on Java on the side there of the wall to go ahead and kind of bring it all together there. So that's going to do it for that section there. Then we're going to grab a redstone repeater. We're going to place it down on top here of this wall, or on top of this block here, like so. And then after that, we want to go and grab our trapdoors. So we're going to place down a trapdoor on top of this green terracotta block, and then we want to go out 1, 2, 3, and 4 out to the side like so. After that, we're going to go then place down a we're going to actually grab some levers real quick. So right here, we're going to place down a lever here on this green terracotta block like so, and then on this second trapdoor that comes out to the side here, and we're going to go and rotate or we want to make sure we place the lever so it's kind of aimed downwards, so it kind of forms a little bit of a line right there with that. And then on the bottom of these other trapdoors, we can go ahead and just place down dark oak wood trapdoors like that to kind of make that a little bit thicker there. And then we're just going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, and 4 dark oak wood trapdoors across that section there. And then grabbing our green carpet, we're going to go ahead and just take our green carpet and place it down along those dark oak wood trapdoors like that to go ahead and finish that off like so. And once we have that all done, that right there is going to conclude layers 8 through 11, or actually, yeah, no, 8 through 11. And with those layers complete, we have basically the main fuselage of the helicopter complete, all that stuff, and basically all that's left for us to do is the camo and also the rotors. So we're going to go and move into the rotors first, and then after that we'll cover the camouflage and talk about that if you do want to add that yourself. But anyways, let's go ahead and move into the rotors. Alright guys, so at this point now we're going to be moving into the main rotors of the helicopter. So to go ahead and get started with, we're going to be going ahead and start with our first blade, which is going to come off of this dark oak wood fence gate with a polished black stone slab, and then on both sides of the slab we're going to place down a dark oak wood sign like so. We then want to go ahead and go forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 more polished black stone top slabs, and then a red nether brick top slab there on the very end like that for our first rotor. Our second ones are going to be done out to the sides here. We're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 polished black stone slabs like this, some dark oak wood signs on both sides of the first slab. And then we're going to go forward with a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 out to the side. And then we're going to go do the same thing here again. So forward 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 out to the sides. And then out to the side here again. And then we're just with 1 polished black stone top or half slab, and then 1 red nether brick slab like so. For this blade over here will be on the right side. We're going to go and place down wither skeleton skull here, here, and here. For the blades on the other side, we're going to basically follow the same general idea. So 1, 2, 3 half slabs, dark oak wood signs to both sides of the first slab. We're going to go and then go forward at an angle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, forward at an angle here 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then 1 out to the side here, and then 1 red nether brick slab like that. This time, however, we're going to go and take our wither skeleton skulls, and we will be placing them on the back side. So this slab here, this slab, and this slab like that. So just like that, and we have our front 3 blades completed. Now at this point, we're going to be going ahead and now moving into our back ones. Back ones here are a little bit more trickier. We're going to go off this polished black stone, or sorry, this dark oak wood slab, or trapdoor, or fence gate. Jeez, cannot speak. And we're going to then place down a dark oak wood sign on the side of that slab. We're going to then come off the slab out to the side of 1 slab like so. Then we're going to go 2, followed by 1, then 2, then 1, then 2, then 1, then 2, and then 1 red nether brick slab out to the side like that. And for this row here, we're going to place down Wither Skeleton Skull here, 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 and that right there will basically do that. So that right there will be our right blade, and then the left blade here is going to be basically this general same thing. So polished blackstone slab, dark oak wood slab on the side here, and then we're just going to go ahead and go one out to the side, followed by 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2, and then a red nether brick slab like so. And then this one, we're going to have the Wither Skeleton Skulls on the inside. So here, 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 and also here on the side. And with that all complete, we basically have our rotors here for the helicopter complete, and that right there will pretty much finish off the main design here for the Mil Mi-28N. From this point here, we'll be going ahead and now moving into the camouflage. So if you are interested in kind of gain a little bit of an idea of how I went ahead and did this camouflage on this aircraft here, then that's what this next part is going to cover. If you're just looking for the base helicopter and you're perfectly good with this green color scheme, which honestly does not look bad at all, you're pretty much good to go. So hopefully you enjoy the build, all that. But let's go ahead and move into talking about the camouflage. So when it comes to the camouflage here, I'm not going to spend too much time going over it because really I'm just going to kind of go over the general ideas of what I did to go ahead and go about doing this camouflage. Now, what I went ahead and did here is obviously I went ahead and did a mixture in with our green standard that we have, and I used some stripped birchwood, some glass panes, sandstone walls, birchwood slabs, and stairs where applicable. And basically what we ended up creating here was a cool camouflage, basically a two-tone, like a nice tan and a green, which is a camouflage that is common with the basically Havocs, but I think the standard green color scheme there is kind of its own thing, but our Patreon supporter did request a camo in particular. So this camo here, very simple. You can just see I went ahead and just put little blotches of this sandstone in. And the best thing to really do is to find some pictures or some 3D models that have this type of camouflage and to kind of try to replicate what it has on there. That's kind of the best way to go ahead and do the camouflage and explain it, because really camouflage, there's really no particular way to do it. You can obviously pause the video here frame by frame and try to build the exact camouflage I have on this aircraft, but for the most part what you're really going for is just kind of putting in a little bit of tan. We want, I would say, probably about a 33 to 66. Make sure we want more green than we do tan, or maybe more about a 60-40. So 60% green and 40% this tan color. And you can also see I use the yellow glass panes here as well to kind of get closer to that tan color. It's not perfect, but it's really the best we kind of have for our situation. So you can just see I'm kind of putting little splotches in here and there, trying to create a little bit of random patterns in it. And really that's all it really comes down to when building this camouflage. It's pretty straightforward and really nothing too complicated. If you do end up having some tan that gets into place where your banners here with these red stars, then you can feel free to obviously do a yellow banner with a red star using the same techniques, just with yellow dye instead of green dye. So that really right there is about it for the camo. Again, I'm not going to go ahead and go into building it block by block, because really the best thing to do is either look at this model you have here or look at basically some real pictures and try to kind of proportionally map out the camouflage on that. But I just wanted to show you guys the general idea of what I did to go ahead and go about building this aircraft for the camo and all that stuff. Anyways, though, that right there is going to do it for this tutorial. Hopefully you guys do enjoy. If you guys do end up using this build, I do ask you guys to give me proper credit for it. This will be a link from the side of the build, link to my channel or this video if this does appear in social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit, you're free to use it for our projects you guys are working on. And that, thank you guys again so much for watching. Again, big special thanks to Patreon supporter Derek Frost Westbrook for making this tutorial possible. And as always, feel free to check my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions. With that, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, for like, comment, and subscribe. This is Big 204, and I'll see you guys next time.